It is my privilege and honor to welcome everybody to the 23rd Annual Veterans Day Assembly at Wellston High School. The presentation of colors is a time-honored tradition that symbolizes our national unity, pride, and respect for our flag and all it represents. Please join us as we pay tribute to our nation, its ideals, and the brave individuals who have dedicated their lives to service of our country by standing together for the posting of the colors by the members of the American Legion, Post 331.
Color, then cut! Color, then bang!
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, the guns of World War I fell silent, as Allied and German representatives had signed the armistice that ended the fighting. In that silence, 16.5 million lay dead. Of them, 116,000 were Americans, with another 204,000 wounded in battle. In 1921, an unknown World War I American soldier was buried in Arlington National Cemetery, beginning this national tradition which has come to honor all of our soldiers. Veterans Day is a day where we support our fellow Americans who have so proudly served our country in the armed forces. America has survived many battles fought bravely by our men and women in uniform. It is these men and women, both past and present, we should remember and thank on this day.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem performed by the WHS Symphonic Choir under the direction of Mrs. Natalie Davison. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
the front right corner of our assembly seats is a chair in honor of those soldiers we've lost. 16 million Americans left our shores as part of the armed forces in the Second World War. 405,399 never returned. In the Korean War, those lost numbered 36,574. In Vietnam, 58,209, and in the Persian Gulf War, 382. For the combined Afghanistan-Iraq-related operations, that number was 7,064. Please join us for a moment of silence to honor those who didn't get the chance to be with us in person today. Thank you.
Please stand as Robert Allen gives the invocation.
Let us pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we pray for those who have served our nation and for the families of those who made the ultimate sacrifice and laid down their lives to protect and defend our freedom. We pray for those who have fought, whose spirits and bodies are scarred by war, for those whose nights are haunted by memories too painful for the light of day. We pray for those who serve us now, especially for those currently in harm's way around the world. Shield them from danger and bring them home safely. Turn the hearts and minds of all mankind to peace. May the peace that you left us, that you gave us, be the peace that sustains and saves us. In the name of our Lord Jesus, amen. You may be seated.
For the last 2 years, the Wellston High School's Future Farmers of America have partnered with Interact and the National Honor Society to organize and conduct our Veterans Day Assembly. At this time, we would like to welcome Maisie Wyatt, chaplain of Wellston's Future Farmers of America.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maisie Wyatt, and I'm Wellston FFA's 2025-2026 chaplain. Wellston FFA is proud to be participating in this year's Veterans Day Assembly, and we wish to welcome all veterans and their guests to today's assembly. This year, we wanted to honor past and present veterans, those who come home, and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice by selling American flags with the names of our local veterans on them. These flags line Golden Rocket Drive as a proud tribute to your service. We also wanted to honor the veterans in attendance today by giving each of you a small American flag to take home with you as a token of our appreciation. If any veteran did not receive a flag, please rise at this time. Thank you for so bravely answering the call to serve your country so we can enjoy the freedom and liberties given to us as American citizens. In the spring, I too will be answering the call to serve my country by enlisting in the United States Army. And I will be honored to join the brotherhood of servicemen and women who dedicated their lives protecting our democracy. On behalf of Wellston FFA, thank you for your service.
Students were given the opportunity to participate in a writing contest this past week. This was a chance for students to express, in their own words, their gratitude, admiration, and respect for our veterans. The winners of this contest will now read their submissions. First, freshman Rosalind Avery, titled My Veteran.
like God without his angels by Claudia Pemberton. I wanted to start with this quote because it perfectly compares our soldiers that protect America to the angels protecting the gates of heaven. I personally connected this quote because my grandpa, Thomas Mannering, was once a soldier fighting for our country and is now an angel protecting the gates above with his wife, Jan Mannering. Thomas Mannering graduated from Wellston in 1962 and soon after went on to serve in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam era. My Papa Tom took pride in his service and the country he fought for. If you knew him, you knew all about his stories, and being in the Army was one that he told most. He was a very loving man who cared about everyone and everything, especially his lapdogs. Tom did everything with confidence and wouldn't let anyone get in his way. He was the type to never give up on something he put his mind to. I'm certain that being in the Army helped shape that mindset of his, and he kept that mindset his whole life until he unfortunately passed away February 10th, 2025. He did live a great 80 years of life and had a huge positive impact on everyone that had the privilege of getting to know him. Some might say he was crazy, but to us, we wouldn't want him any other way. He made sure we knew that he loved us, and I'm sure he's having a blast reconnecting with Jan up in heaven. My papa had the gift to bring joy to people, even when he was struggling to find happiness himself. That alone shows the type of person he was. Serving in the Army only made him a stronger person, and he carried that strength throughout his entire life. I thank God every day for allowing me to be a part of his family. Without my papa, I wouldn't be the person I am today or be able to tell stories like this one. Thank you.
Now, sophomore Emily Gillespie, titled Why Saying Thank You to Our Service Matters.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that. We'll go to Junior Sadie Wyatt, Sacrifice and Service, The True Meaning of Freedom, read by Kate Wood.
Sacrifice and service, the true meaning of freedom. We often talk about freedom as if it's something that you can hold in the palm of your hand, an innate human right that has to be earned in one way or another. But I believe freedom is something that's less tangible and more human. It is not a physical state or guarantee, but simply an idea that is born from the human desire to live, think, and feel without restrictions. The conceptual idea of freedom is biological. It is wired into who we are. From the very moment we are born, we resist control. We cry to convey our needs. We learn as we grow to shape our own opinions and question authority. The desire to seek out our own freedoms is so uniquely human. It speaks to our most natural desire to take the lead in our own lives. Even the most open societies, there are these invisible walls set in place that each person has to follow. Those being laws, rules, societal norms that decide what the average person can and cannot do. When we are told that we are free, there are always limitations to said freedom. We defy and question these things all the time. To me, that shows that freedom isn't just a political concept, but something more personal. It is found when we look within ourselves through the choices we make every day and the strength to live as authentically as humanly possible. On Veterans Day, we hold a candle to those who fought to protect our freedom. Their sacrifices give genuine and more deeper meaning to the notion of freedom. They took that invisible idea and made it real through bravery and action. Their courage is a reminder that while freedom may start as a concept or thought, it only persists because there are people who are prepared to defend it. In a society of modern-day America, the word freedom is spoken of often, yet it feels out of reach. We live in times where many still grapple with injustice, where liberty seems to only be in the hands of a few rather than many. Real freedom is not restrained by what one can buy or take for themselves, but by a society where respect, safety, and humanity are all hand in hand. Even under the dark cloud that surrounds our nation, the human spirit persists. It extends through disaster and fear, holding on to hope. When we see these movements and insurrections rising across the nation, and leaders finally standing up for a vision of freedom and embedded in justice and harmony, there is a glimpse of hope we so desperately long for. As Zoran Madani once said, for too long, freedom said belonged only to those who can afford to buy it. The truth is as simple as it is non-negotiable. We are all allowed freedom. Those words are a small but meaningful emphasis on the belief that hope and freedom belong to everyone. No matter the wealth or status, freedom mirrors who we are as individuals. It reflects our natural desire to think, to love, and to live without the weight of something holding us back. But it cannot exist if it is isolated. It is only able to grow through community, through care, and through the belief that no life is worth more than another. Hope and unity are truly the only things that keep the pure idea of freedom alive.
Now, Senior Nick Howison, How Veterans Inspire the Next Generation, read by Brady Quinn.
How do veterans inspire the next generation? Veterans inspire the next generation because it shows the heroism those veterans provided protecting this country and keeping the next generation safe. This inspires the next generation to do the same thing and show their heroism to the next generation moving forward and forward. Veterans are the heroes to a bunch of younger people which follow in their footsteps, leading to more people becoming inspired to follow in their footsteps. Veterans lay down their lives and goals to keep everyone else safe and show their selflessness and the way they value us and being worthy to lose our lives so we can keep ours. This inspires me because without them, we wouldn't have our lives right now as we know. Veterans are the true heroes in our world because they are what is keeping us safe and allowing us to have our rights and our freedoms that the founding fathers fought for.
Now, please welcome Amber Lewis, Jeannie Hoagland Pugh, and Stephen Johnson on behalf of the American Legion Post 371's Ladies Auxiliary, who will announce the 2025 Americanism Test winners. Please hold your applause until the end.
Grab all my papers here. But first and foremost, I do want to thank the veterans who are serving and who have served and who are not here with us. That's what today is for, and I just want to thank them. And I also want to thank Wellston High School and Wellston City Schools for always allowing us to be a part of today's ceremony and doing the Americanism test here. And to start off our awards, we would like to thank Wellston High School with their certificate of participation. So if someone could come grab that, maybe Mr. Ginter. Thank you. I'm going to be brief this
this year because we do have some other speakers that are going to talk about amazing programs that we have for the students. So I'm just going to go right ahead and just start listing our winners. For our 10th grade girl, the highest score for the Americanism test was Adeline Landrum.
Here she comes.
Great job, Adeline. And for our 10th grade boy, we have Dalton Barnett. Very good job, Dalton. And for our 11th grade boy, we have Jaden Bennington. Checking for movement, but he may not be here today. On, we'll save that for him. For our 11th grade girl, we have Katie Elaine Ross. For our 12th grade girl, we have Erilyn Dupree. For our 12th grade boy, we have Aaron Prophet. All our winners, please stick around at the end of the assembly. The telegram's going to take some pictures and get your names. And as I said, I'm going to keep this brief, but I do want to thank the high school for letting us do this, and again, our veterans. And right now, I know there's been a lot of turmoil, but I do want to know, just say, and I haven't asked anyone, but I just know this from our post, that if anyone is struggling with food, come to the American Legion. We will make sure that you're fed. Thank you.
Please welcome Jeannie Oakland.
That was me, Jeannie Pugh. Oakland was my maiden name. And I want to say good morning. My name is Jeannie Pugh, as I said, and I am a member of the Women's Auxiliary, the Legion Post 371 here in Wellston. First of all, I would like to say that I am very thankful to all the veterans. My father was a Navy veteran. I would like to wish him a happy Heavenly Father's Day, and all the other angels that are in served in our country. And my main purpose for being here is because I am the chairman of the Buckeye Girls State Program. And what the Buckeye Girls State Program is, it's a thing that the Women's Auxiliary and the men, we have Stephen Johnston here who's going to speak, and he will be the chairman of the Buckeye Boys State Program. The first thing I want to talk about is this is a scholarship program. It gives young women opportunity to gain scholarships. It is only open to junior girls who, when they finish their junior year, will be seniors. It is designed to teach young women or get young women to start thinking about what they want to do with their future. You know, after you're a junior, you're a senior, you have one more year to come to school, to live at home, you know, to be fed by your parents, and all the luxuries that you now have, but in a very short, just a little over a year from now, you're going to be adults, and you're going to have to start making decisions about what you want to do with your life. And you can't wait till the last minute. We've got to start thinking about that now. And I'm hoping that over the Thanksgiving holiday and Christmas holiday, we have until the 1st of January for you to decide if you would like to be a part of this program. Please talk to your family, talk to your parents, explain to them, like I'm going to explain to you here in just a minute, what this is all about and how it can be a wonderful opportunity for you. Okay. The Girls State Program is held every summer between your junior and senior year. It's a week-long program. This year it's going to be June the 7th through June the 13th, and it's going to be held at Bowling Green State University. It's not a camp, it's not a vacation, it's a learning experience, but it is a hands-on learning experience. And a lot of men and women, young people, think, you know, I'm going to be going to this boring government camp and sitting at a desk for the entire week and learning about government. And that is not at all what it's about. What the program is to teach and help you learn about the importance of our veterans, to learn about citizenship, to learn about volunteerism, to think about what it is that you want to do when you graduate from high school. And it's a stepping stone to get you started in a direction that you are interested in. There are many aspects. What the whole situation is, it's a model of the state of Ohio. And Ohio actually has one of the most prestigious Buckeye Girl State programs in the United States. It's a very, very prestigious award. If you're selected to go to Buckeye Girl State or Boys State, that is, and you do have to complete the entire program, the entire week. If you leave early, you won't be certified as being a Buckeye State delegate. But when you have that honor and you put that on your resume, when you get ready to go to get a job, to go to college, to join the military, whatever it is you're thinking that you would like to go forward with in your life, that's one thing that it's a badge of honor. They look at that and they say, this has got to be a good human, this has got to be a good citizen, this has got to be a young man or young lady who cares about their community and a about children, about veterans, about seniors. It's just a lesson in learning how to be a good citizen and be grateful for the opportunities that you were given so that when you're out in your life, you can contribute to that. You know, you will learn about the voting process, the importance of government things, and if you're interested in politics, you can run for the governor of Ohio. You can run for the House, the Senate, anything to do with that, you can be a part of that. If you are interested in photography, journalism, that kind of stuff, they have a program there where you can be a part of that. You can work on the newspaper, the Buckeye Girl State newspaper, that kind of stuff. If you're interested in public service, they have a state patrol program for people who want to be rescuers or that kind of thing. There's all kinds of different things. And what happens is when you go, it's like a college dorm environment. You live in the dorms at where you are, and they will divide you into different cities. So we're talking about Bowling Green State University is Ohio. Then they divide you up into different cities, and they are trying to prepare you for anything you think you might want to do. From the street sweeper in Wellston, Ohio, to the government of the United States, anything in between. But that's what they're looking for. They're looking for kids with character. They're looking for just good human beings. You don't have to be a straight A student. You need to be in good standing at school. You need to not be failing, but you don't have to be valedictorian or whatever to be a part of the program. So they also, I wanted to mention, they also have a band and a choir at Buckeye Girl State. And if you are interested, you will spend your week practicing music for all the assemblies and singing and this kind of thing like we're doing here over on a much larger scale. And you know that if you're a band kid, that's what you're going to do all week. So I don't want anybody to think it's just this boring place where you go sit down and have to listen to people talk about government. There's so many opportunities and scholarships that are available. The American Legion pays for each. We're picking 2 girls and 2 boys, and we will pay for your entire week of going there. The only catch is that if you leave early, then your parents or whoever has to pay us back. So if you go, you have to be committed, you have to want to go, and you have to stay the entire time. And we provide like a stipend for our students to be able to have gas money to get there. You know, your parents will have to take you there or drive yourself. And we give scholarships. The American Legion women are not giving, we're giving scholarships just like everyone else in the post, all the different branches, as we always do in the spring. But the Ladies Auxiliary is also awarding $500 to our delegates who participated in Girls' Day. So I want you to think about it. I want you to know that if you have any questions, I am going to leave questionnaires, which is what you will have to fill out if you are interested. You have a little bit of time. You have to make up your mind before the 1st of January, but please don't wait till the 1st of January. If you're interested, you need to talk to your guidance counselor, you need to talk to your social studies, your history teachers, your principal, whoever, and say, I think I might like to try this, and I think I want to go to college, I want to go to trade school, I'm going to need some money or whatever, and they have really good scholarships. And they also have what is called the Samsung Scholarship, And the only people who can apply for that are people who have been Buckeye Girl and Boy State delegates. I think last year they gave away $20,000 scholarships and $88,000 scholarships. So if you're a part of that group, you can apply for those. Everybody needs every dime they can get to pursue whatever it is you want to do. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I just want to introduce Stephen Johnston, who is the boys' chairman, and you can call the American Legion anytime, leave a message. I left my name, my phone number, my email address on the forms that you have to fill out the questionnaire. After that point, we will go through those, choose candidates, and then we will meet with you and your parents for interviews and the rest of the process. So please consider it and know that it is a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
All right, as she said, my name is Stephen Johnston. Some of you might know me, over the last few years, I've been the Cut Master for Pac 58. Today, though, I'm here representing the American Legion, the adjutant currently there. We ain't sent nobody to Boy State in a few years, and we're trying to change that. Boy State's a great opportunity, teaches you leadership and government education programs, and that is held at Miami University at the last week of June. We've had very many people from Ohio, famous people, Neil Armstrong, Tom Ridge, Senator Sherrod Brown, and Bob Taft was also participants, along with our current Lieutenant Governor, Senator John Husted. So Boy State can really give you a lot of opportunities to make history, as a lot of these people have. What it covers is you'll learn how government really works, gain leadership experience, build public speaking and communication skills, connect with professionals and veterans who care, and you'll form lifelong friendships. But it's not just all work. There's other activities that happen after. They got sports, activities, evening events, and plenty of fun. So if you're interested in politics, government, public service, leadership, or even business, Buckeye Boy State is for you. And this doesn't just go to the current juniors. Sophomores, think about next year. You're going to be a junior next year. Think about where you want your life to go. If not, you'll end up being like many of us that ended up having to join the military, like I did. So the spirit behind it is the American Legion sponsors this program. It's founded by veterans who believe in service, community, and country. Buckeyes Boy State isn't just about government, it's about citizenship. It's about learning how your choices and your voice can impact others. Just like our veterans dedicating themselves to something greater than themselves, this program gives you a chance to do the same. So if you're a junior who's looking for something that will challenge you, inspire you, and prepare you for leadership, I encourage you to apply for Buckeye Boy States. It's only one week, but it will shape the rest of your life. I want to thank you for your time, and again, thank you for this thing you're doing for all the veterans here. I've been attending for the last few years now, and it's been great. So that's all I have to say.
I swear I'm not going to talk that long this time. I would like to introduce the 2025 delegate that we sent to Girls Day last year. She is a senior this year, and she is in the building, and her name is Jocelyn Maley. And I would like for her to come forward so you all know who she is. And if you have any questions here at school that you don't want to talk to your parents about, or about the experience and what goes on and, the real deal, she's been there. And I just want to introduce her to you so you can talk to her.
Buckeye Girls State did give me a lot of learning experience when it came to deciding what you want to do as a career. And whenever I went, it teaches you a lot of like determination, because you run for things, and if you don't get it, you get into other places. So if anyone has any questions, I am more than willing to speak with you. Thank you.
Going back to our student writing contest, I'd like to welcome Emily Gillespie, titled "Why Saying Thank You for Our Service Matters."
Sorry about that, guys. Had a little mix-up with the papers. The expression "thank you for your service" might sound like an ordinary phrase, perhaps one that people don't give a second thought about saying when passing by a veteran or a member of the armed forces. Despite the simplicity of this phrase, it still holds great importance. Importance to the extent that one veteran can feel appreciated for years following simply because a kind soul had thanked them for their service to our country. One day you come home from school and your mom isn't home. You notice a pile of dishes in the sink and the floor needs to be swept. Seeing that there are things to be done, you choose to take the responsibility of doing the dishes and sweeping the floors. You even decide you're going to go above and beyond and take out the trash. When your mom comes home from a long day at work, she notices the dishes are done, the floors are clean, and the trash is empty. She gives a faint smile and thanks you for taking on the house tasks while she was busy at work. It feels nice hearing a thank you once in a while, doesn't it? Even for the simplest tasks such as the ones mentioned before, like doing dishes or taking out the trash. Well, imagine endless years of training, many long and sometimes sleepless nights away from home, and in some cases unexpectedly being called away to war. This is the typical life of a member of the armed forces, or was for a veteran. These willing, courageous men and women take on many rigorous and oftentimes arduous tasks that the average person isn't willing to do. They sacrifice their time, efforts, and sometimes their lives to protect the rights and freedoms we hold so dear. A lot of people forget freedom is not free, it is bought, at a price that only the bravest and most selfless are willing to pay. These soldiers leave their lives and they pick up a new one of intense training, hard work, discipline, perseverance, endurance, and sacrifice to protect our liberties at all costs. They are willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that you and I go to sleep in peace each night. It is because of these men and women we are able to go out into public places like schools and workplaces without fear of being attacked or being in danger. Gratitude is often easy to think about in our heads, but I find that the words hold so much more power when they're expressed openly and aloud. And with all the efforts and sacrifices our U.S. members make without ever expecting anything in return, the very least we can do to give back to them is show some respect and honor by saying this seemingly simple yet impactful phrase, "Thank you for your service." It may not seem like that big of a deal to you, but in reality it is. It is to them and to everything they have fought to uphold, our liberty, our freedoms, and our rights. And thankfully, simplicity does not define importance, so any kind word, even if it seems simple, I'm sure it would make the day of any and all of these veterans standing before us. So to all our veterans and current members of service, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for all the time, efforts, sacrifices you have given to protect our country and our freedoms. Thank you for your service.
At this time, we would like to ask all veterans in attendance to introduce themselves, their branch of military, and years of service. Please hold your applause until the end.
Blake Royster, Army, 10 years.
John Hendershot, U.S. Air Force, 22 years. John Sabler, U.S. Army, 4 years.
Erica Rossman, U.S. Army National Guard, 6 months.
Gavin Bilby,
U.S. Army, active and reserve, 8 years.
Steve Dodge, U.S. Army, 6 years.
Tom Shea, Army, 17.5 years.
Courtney Shea, Thomas Shea's mom, U.S. Army, 1999 to 2005.
Tiffany Markey, U.S. Army, 2 years.
Todd Johnson, U.S. Air Force, 6 years.
Spec for Jimmy Dickens, served in the Army. I was drafted at that time in 1969.
Kenneth C. Thompson, United States Marine Corps, 1971 to 1973.
Jerry Collins, U.S. Army, 8 years, 2000, got that wrong.
Now, is there anyone in the audience who would like to introduce themselves? Please raise your hand.
Zach Stepp, United States Army National Guard, 2008-2014.
Kevin Allen, U.S. Army, 2001 to 2014.
Chris Graham, United States Navy Corpsman, 92 to 96.
Benny Trace, U.S. Army, 8 years.
Wayne Fowler, United States Navy, 6 years.
Lori Slayton, Army, 4 years.
Steve Johnston, Army, 03 to 06.
Anybody else?
Recent Wellston graduates who are current service members were asked to share their experiences and inspiration for service.
My name's Brady. I've been in the military for about 3 years now. I guess if I were active in the military means to me, it's a way of putting other people before myself. I've always enjoyed the idea of helping other people, and I thought the military would be perfect for that. I've also enjoyed being like a part of something that feels bigger than myself, and the military is really good for that. I went to Wellston my whole life for school. I could say it's a school I generally
research. You have your research on everything. It's online. Do your research on it before you jump the gun. If you have questions, ask teachers. They know a little bit. If anything, they have other ways of contacting other people in the military, so they can contact them and get a hold of them for whatever branch you're thinking about joining. Just do your research. Take your time. It's a big decision to make. But once again, I'd like to say thank you to all of our veterans. You guys did a lot. Thank you. And happy Veterans Day to everyone there.
I want to offer say thanks to everyone who takes the time to stop and thank our veterans and also my who's currently serving. It means a lot considering me myself is currently serving in the U.S. military. I am honored to be able to serve this country and am more than grateful for the brave men and women who have served before me. Being a soldier means you have to be committed to our country and to each other. We put the needs of others and our nation before our own. We work hard to learn about courage, discipline, and teamwork, and those values we take with us long after our service is over. Veterans Day is a reminder of many sacrifices made by so many, not just on battlefield, but also the long hours and days spent away from families and loved ones. Again, thank you to everyone in school for your support. It goes a long way.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden Graham, class of 2022, currently serving in the Army with the 82nd Airborne, coming to you live from my truck. Well, not live, it's the 6th, and it's 6:35. So whenever you see this, just pretend it's live. But anyway, I chose to join the Army because I wanted to better myself both mentally and physically. You know, do a job that most people won't do, and a job that's unpredictable. So yeah, that's the reason. Well, Veterans Day means to me. So, what Veterans Day means to me is just taking a moment to honor the ones that came before me and gave their life, you know. So, we do a long weekend for veterans out, and you guys do or not. But while you're enjoying your regular weekend or long weekend, just take a minute, you know, pour one out. Let's ski, not alcohol. Pour one out for the men and women that sacrificed so greatly for this country. So, yeah, hope everybody has a great day. Aiden Graham, out.
Hi guys, I'm Chloe Becker. I am a 2017 graduate of Wellston High School. I joined the military, the Army branch, before I was 18 in 2017, and I served for almost 7 years, and I got out just recently. I was a military police and canine trainer, and I also was a bit of transportation as well. So, I'm now out. I have a message for all the students that currently go to Wellston High School. Keep dreaming, dream big, and go hard.
Hey everyone, I'm Corporal Alex Daly. I have the honor of serving in the United States Marine Corps for 3 years now. During my time, I have been to Japan, Korea at 38 out of 50 states. I even have the honor of meeting Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. My MOS is a 2111, which means I am a weapons technician. Veterans Day means a lot to me because it's time to slow down and think about the brothers and sisters we still beside, and the ones that came before us, and those still out there wearing uniform. It's about pride, sacrifice, and a bond that really never fades, no matter how much time passes. To every veteran out there, thank you. Your strength, courage, heart, and nothing else will notice. And from one Marine to another, and to all we serve, have a meaningful and blessed Veterans Day. Goodbye.
Very nice.
At this time, the Wellston High School Band will perform God Bless America under the direction of Mrs. Katie Hay.
Cannon crate member. Upon completion of training, he was assigned to Fort Campbell, Kentucky as a member of the 101st Airborne Division, 321st Field Artillery Top Gun Battalion from 1982 to 1985. Sergeant Allen was assigned to the 2nd Armed Cavalry Regiment in Bamberg, Germany, guarding sectors 9 to 17 of the East German Czechoslovakian borders during the Cold War. Sergeant Allen had the distinction of being the lowest ranking soldier in the Army to be border certified to take out his own patrols. Further assignments took him to Fort Rucker, Alabama in the United States Helicopter Flight School, 1st Aviation Brigade. He was then assigned to South Korea, guarding the DMZ between North and South Korea and Fire Base 4P3 in the nuclear weapons program. Additional assignments took 1st Sergeant Allen back to the 101st Airborne Division, 18th Airborne Corps, and then 6 more years in Germany and a tour back at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. First Sergeant Allen has served several combat tours including Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bosnia, and others. He has graduated from all levels of military academies, including Primary Leadership Development course as an honor graduate, the Basic Non-Commissioned Officers course as a Distinguished Honor Graduate and Leadership Award recipient, and the Advanced Non-Commissioned Officers course as a Distinguished Honor Graduate. He graduated from Columbia University with a 4.0 GPA, summa cum laude. Allen currently lives in Jackson with his wife, Donna. Please join me in welcoming First Sergeant Robert Allen.
Wow. It almost sounds like I could walk on water, and I really cannot, I promise. Before we got started today, I did speak to the superintendent, who reminded me that we are on a 2-hour delay today, so I have to cut my speech back to 4 hours instead of 6. So, wow. I'm just kidding, kids. I'm just kidding. Really. I do want to take a moment to thank everybody, especially Jackson Massey, who asked me to be the speaker today. Thank you very much. And for all of the students that are here, I want to talk to you in just a second as I speak to the veterans also. You know, at the core of every veteran and every soldier who serves, there's an intrinsic truth. A willingness to sacrifice one's own safety for the duty to protect and serve others. It's all about service and leadership. How can I humbly serve other people? Well, I spent 21 years in the Army, all active duty. I joined the Army in 1979 and retired in the year 2000. And those were some of the most rewarding and also some of the most challenging times and hardest times of my life. I had a lot of fun things. I jumped out of airplanes and helicopters. I went to jungle warfare school and graduated in Panama. I spent a year in Korea on the DMZ, guarded sectors 9 through 17 of the East German Czech border during the Cold War. I spent a year in Bosnia, was part of Operation Desert Storm in the Gulf War, and lots of other areas in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and many others. All the while, though, I have to give credit where credit is due. I was married to my lovely high school sweetheart, Mrs. Allen. She's sitting right up there. Yes. She was and still is the rock and the glue that holds our family together. You see, while I was in the Army, we had 4 children. And we raised 4 children. Well, she did most of it. I was deployed often. And we lived in Germany for 9 years and moved all over the United States. And Mrs. Allen and my family, they followed me everywhere I went. causing them to move to Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky twice, Oklahoma, Germany, you name it. And in fact, for you 6th graders and 7th graders, Mrs. Allen actually taught school in all of those areas, including Germany and Guam. So thank you for that, sweetheart. All of our children grew up in a military family. 3 of them were born in Germany. Our oldest son was born at the Naval Hospital in Orlando, Florida. And I'm proud to say that all 3 of my boys, and even our daughter who is married to a service member, are veterans. In fact, I'm proud today to say one of my sons, Staff Sergeant Kevin Allen, is here today, and I am so proud. I love you, son. With that being said, we are a true military family. If you go back 4 generations in my family, there are 41 veterans from all branches of service. 41. Not very many families in America can say that. Well, the Army taught me to be strong in many, many situations. It taught me to trust my training, to be prepared for whatever came my way. It taught me how to deal with hostile people, how to always be prepared and how to protect myself, how to always be aware of my surroundings, to always know where the exits are in case of emergencies, and never, ever, ever sit with my back to the door. Now, I look at the veterans out here and they're all shaking their heads. That's right, that's right. These are all life lessons that have served me well and continue to manifest themselves in my daily life. I want to take a second to talk to you students. First of all, I want you to know that as veterans, we appreciate you very much. I have 11 grandchildren, all of them your age or just a tad older. I have a couple that are in college. And they're getting stronger every week. Right now, most of them still lose to me at arm wrestling. Some of them still lose to me at running, even though I don't. Do I look like a runner? And everything else. And they handle it well. A bit of banter, shake it off, come back for more. You know how you guys are. But I know what's coming. One day, probably sooner than I want, they will beat me. Not because I've let them, but because they've actually surpassed me. And when that day comes, I won't do what my ego might want to do. I won't say I was tired, or you got lucky, or I taught you that. But I also will not fake it. They'll have to earn the win legitimately, because empty victories teach entitlement. Real victories teach confidence. Right now, I'm teaching them to lose with dignity, and soon I'm going to have to model the same thing. That moment when your child or grandchild realizes they've become stronger than you, that's not my defeat. You see, it's my graduation. From protector to mentor, from authority to advisor, from the strongest man in their world to the man who taught them strength. The key is making sure they earn it. And when they do, I will celebrate it without diminishing it, because my job was never to stay stronger than them. Never was. It's to make them strong enough that they don't need me to be. At this point, and most importantly, they will respect themselves because they know their strength is real, not stolen or given. They earned it. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Be you. Be individual. Earn what you get in life. Don't expect handouts. I want to take the time to give you the secret on how to be happy through all the stress in life. Because, let's be honest, we have stress coming at us all the time, and it's usually at the most unexpected or inconvenient time. The way to combat that is to understand that happiness is a habit. Did you catch that? Happiness is a habit. Just like eating healthy or exercising, happiness is a habit. You choose that way. You need to understand that you can just choose to be happy every day, even when things are going wrong. We can teach ourselves and others that it doesn't matter when or what hits the fan or what's going on in our world. If we keep pivoting back to just being happy, then it makes that whole stressful situation that you're going through a little easier to deal with. Doesn't take it away, but it makes it easier to deal with. When my siblings or cousins would argue and get mad at each other, my grandmother had a saying. She would look at us and we'd be mad. And she would say, "You can get glad in the same riches you just got mad in." Wow, that's a life's lesson. The key to it is realizing that happiness is a habit. Choose to find the positive in all situations, or find the positives that are happening to you in your life instead of the stress. If you look for stress, you'll find it. I promise you. It's there. You'll find it. But happiness makes life so much easier. Those problems, when you look back on them 3 months from now, most of them will seem very insignificant. At a minimum, you'll understand why that happened. And this is so true in my life as it can be in yours. It doesn't matter what happens in my life. We always just seem to work it out. A lot of things happen. You're young. Sometimes it seems overwhelming. But it'll work out. Why? Because we choose to be happy and find a solution. You see, some of the most stressful and frightening days of my life were the ones I spent in combat. Believe it or not, the enemy did not like me. They were shooting at me, for crying out loud. I didn't ask for that. It was chaos all around me. My biggest hope was knowing my God and my family loved me. Because of that, I tried extremely hard to find happiness even in those situations by reflecting on God and my family. This helped give meaning and purpose to the chaos. There will be days in your life when all seems chaos. That's okay. It's all right. Life is hard. It's not easy. I've always been the type of person who just wanted to dive into a problem, though, or a task head first. Let's just do it, get it over with. It didn't matter how large or small. You may be the same way. But many times, I caused my own problems. I found myself overwhelmed or having to start over to get help. About 20 years ago, my dad was watching me working on building a barn out on the farm, a new barn. Boy, I was gung-ho. I wanted to get this thing done. I worked countless hours, mostly on my own. I built that by myself with my own 2 hands. From sunup to sundown, several hours every day. I could easily work 16 to 18 hours building on this barn in a day. My dad was watching me, and one day he walked up to me and he said, "Hey son, let's talk." Okay? He looked me in the eye and he simply said, "Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard is too hard. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard is too hard." And he turned around and he walked away. Just let me stand there. That's probably one of the greatest lessons in life that I've ever learned. Take it one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, and you can accomplish anything. It's those that want to take giant leaps that usually end up not being very successful. You are young. You're still in school, high school, middle school. You can accomplish anything if you take it step by step, inch by inch. You see, yesterday is history. Gone. Can't change it. Tomorrow's a mystery. We don't know what's coming. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Today is a gift. Enjoy your life. Choose to be happy. Do and become what you do. Just keep it simple and realistic. Make a goal. Stay focused. Stay dedicated like these veterans right here and around us today have done. Always be thankful. Sacrifice to help others and be fulfilled and successful. You see, I believe America's future is very bright and will be better than it is today. I really believe that. I believe that we are only as good as our dreams, and we are only as valuable as our children and students of today. Nobody is going to make this happen except you. I'm getting old. Look out here. These guys aren't young chickens anymore. We need you to step in the gap. Nobody is going to make this happen except you. It's your turn to take the torch and the baton and run towards the finish line, step by step, inch by inch, until your dreams are accomplished and our nation is even better than it is today. I believe in you, every one of you. Our veterans here today believe in you. The veterans here have done their part for freedom. Will you? God bless our soldiers, airmen, Marines, and all our veterans, our military families in the United States of America. God bless you.
At this time, the Wellston Combined Choirs will perform Thank You Soldiers under the direction of Mrs. Natalie Davison. The medley we know as taps was used during the Civil War as a call for lights out. As the story goes, General Butterfield of the Union Army was not pleased with this call for lights out. He felt that it was too formal to signal the day's end. He and a bugler, Oliver Wilcox Norton, wrote taps to honor his men while in camp at Harrison's Landing, Virginia, following the 7 Days Battle. The call sounded one night in July 1862 and soon spread through both the Union and Confederate armies.
A bugler plays taps every evening at Arlington National Cemetery to signify the end of the day and as a tribute to those who have died for their country. No formal protocol accompanies the sound of taps at dusk, but when it's played at military funerals and memorial services, members of the military salute from the first note to the last. Civilians may place their right hand over their heart, though it is not required. Taps will be played by Hunter McCarthy
behalf of the Wellston High School and the National Honor Society, we would like to thank everyone for attending the 2025 Veterans Day Assembly. We appreciate your cooperation in making the 23rd Annual Veterans Day Assembly a success. In particular, we would like to thank again thank all the veterans here for your service and for allowing us to meet with you today. Thank you.
Let me start by thanking the middle school, high school students for being very respectful. That's what the 3 R's are about, and that's exactly what Wellston should be. Middle school, you're free to leave at the teacher command, I guess. High schoolers, you're going to go back to the period from which you came. Get there quickly and quietly so we can get you to lunch. Freshmen, do not step on my bleachers. Good class.